Alright, so before we really begin, I feel it's important to say that Thicc FilA is definitely a way better Zane player than I am, and has been absolutely an essential resource. However, I recently watched a video of his, and in it he claimed that Seeing Dead was a class mod above all of the other Zane class mods, and I'm going to attempt to refute that by demonstrating that Seeing Dead is probably third. So here we have me on Zane that I'm terrible at. The weapon we're going to use is an orchestrated Hellshock. It's not great. You can get it out of the vendor. I'm going to start with a Spirited Infiltrator with no important stats. Cooldown's not important for this build. I'm using a Rough Rider with radiation resistance. So again, vendor trash, and I'm using a Transfusion Tracker Grenade. My Mayhem modifiers are Not in the Face, Drone Ranger, Freeze Tag, and Speed Demon. Not in the Face and Speed Demon are just amazing for Zane. I am trying to avoid anything that causes me passive damage if I get too close, if I run over something. Freeze Tag's a little irritating, and it does occasionally tag me, and sometimes disrupts my cooldown cycling. So my build, we'll start over here. I'm using a drone clone build. I have 5 points violent speed, 5 points violent momentum, 1 point drone delivery, 1 point salvation, 1 point death follows close. Basically, this is just kill speed, movement speed on kill, lifesteal on kill, and a little extra duration on both of them. I'm using the Winter's Drone to get more freezes, and I'm using the Bad Dose to get my increased movement speed and fire rate. Over here, I'm grabbing 5 points in Synchronicity. I'm grabbing 5 points in Borrowed Time, 5 points in Donnybrook, 1 point in Fractal Frags, 1 point in Duct Tape so I can get my grenades out, 1 in Quick Breather to heal my clone, 1 in Old U because it's handy as hell, 3 in Supersonic Man for the extra movement speed, 1 in Boom Enhance, 3 in Trick of the Light. Now, a lot of people really dislike Trick of the Light, and I understand why. It's kind of janky to get to work, but any little bits of extra cryo damage really help this build, and of course, doubled agent. I'm using the binary system and the digital distribution. Digital distribution to maintain my health, the binary system to get an extra source of cryo, but instead of binary system, which one's real could be fairly handy to try and get more function of Trick of the Light. You could swap Trick of the Light for Prey Mutinous if you really wanted the extra mag size. I don't find that my mag size is an issue. Over here I've got 5 wasted points. Oh yeah, I've got 5 wasted points in Adrenaline. No, nothing important here. None of these do anything for this build because I'm using the Rough Rider. I've got 5 points in Brain Freeze so that I can freeze enemies. Stiff Upper Lip, 16% damage resistance. Rise to the Occasion, maxed out for health regeneration. Confident Competence because it's awesome. Futility Belt for more damage reduction. Really expensive jacket in order to get rid of dots significantly faster. I've got Refreshment, and we're really building around Calm Cool Collected and its interaction with Rough Rider. So because Rough Rider has no shields, Calm Cool Collected either causes your health to regenerate super fast or resets your cooldowns. So there's one less trigger, and all of the stuff I have is designed to increase my health regeneration and reduce the amount of damage I'm taking so that my health will just be full, so whenever I get those freezes, it will remax out my cooldowns or refresh the complete duration, so I don't need Seeing Dead. Now we're going to do the first demonstration with an Infiltrator. The stats you would want on this would be damage reduction, weapon damage, movement speed. I don't know if you can get movement speed on class mods, and you'll notice I'm not using anything in here. So here we go. Me being awkward. So this is garbage gear, and like I've got a green grenade. I'm missing pieces. I'm terribly inaccurate because I'm just sort of like jerking around. So, gear that you can get out of vendors that's not terribly important, and instantaneously able to farm Tront, you no problems whatsoever. So there's one class mod in the Infiltrator. Again, nothing on this class mod is good. It's any Infiltrator will do. And it will get you really good fast Tront kills with a relatively par weapon. We're gonna now step out. We're going to come back in. And we are going to switch class mods to another really useless one. Not the Cold Warrior. The Cold Warrior is terrible. The Conductor. So again, there's nothing on here with Malwan. The big thing that the Conductor has that I want is that shiny ability to refresh some of my cooldowns on kill, so it gives me even more refresh. It's got a wasted point in Adrenaline, but it's got additional duration as well, so we're just going to toss this on. And we're going to not bother reloading ammo, so immediately it's slower. The damage is, I feel, significantly better. It's a lot easier to aim. It's got more perks. Since you always have shock, you always shred shields. So the weapons you would want to pick up with this, a Monarch, a Flipper, a Light Show. This Hell Shock is really good for going through Tront, because he's resistant to fire. So let's talk about some of the other shiny stuff you could want. A Hell Shock, Flipper, everything like that with Zane's cryo damage would be really good. I have the perfect shield for this. This is the exact shield you would want a copy of. 10% movement speed while the shield is depleted. The shield is always depleted. While Sentinel is active, 15% movement speed, reduces incoming damage. It does the thing, but it's also got fire resistance, which makes me that one step tougher. For grenade mods, this Transfusion Alley-Oop Tracker splits into 2 grenades and then bounces. So Merv, Bounce, Transfusion, sort of the deal you're looking for here. With action skill is active, grenade damage is increased by 150%. A lot of people will do stuff like get the 25% weapon damage, but since we're taking really big advantage of violent momentum and a lot of other weapon damage perks, 25% weapon damage not really great. It does action skill too, so not bad. The reason I like these is as soon as one of them hits, it just refills my health bar to full, which means if one of them hits and then I freeze something, my health bar will shoot all the way up to full and I'll get my cooldowns back. So I would rather have this than the little bit of extra damage on the clone. Where's the final piece to the puzzle, if you can get one, is the Icebreaker Victory Rush. Mine has submachine gun and incendiary damage, so if I could manage to pull a Flipper with incendiary, which should be pretty easy, and cryo, I should be able to take this build to a whole other level of damage. But the big important thing is it's an Icebreaker Victory Rush. So the Icebreaker gives you the cryo efficiency, which helps you freeze things, which helps you get your cooldowns. Anytime something is frozen, you get extra damage against it. Anytime you kill the badass, you get the extra movement speed, which gets you the extra damage, and you get extra damage. So as those 2 perks, regardless of what's down below, are what you're looking for in an item. So that's my counter argument to Thicc FilA's Seeing Dead as Zane's best class mod. I would rank it 3rd if you have the access to gear like I did, which was literally stuff that I pulled out of a vendor. Way easier to put this together than Seeing Dead. Way lower gear requirements. Yeah, so fingers crossed you found this interesting enough to come back and look at some of my other stuff sometime. Have a wonderful day.